You talk about putting 6,000 troops on the border, which you put an amendment to the Defense Authorization Bill to do. But there's also an amendment that Don't Ask, Don't Tell being repealed, and you're on the record as saying that you will filibuster the Defense Authorization Bill because of the Don't Ask, Don't Tell. How can you put a bill onto, an amendment into a bill that you say yourself you're going to filibuster and put ads on TV saying you put the amendment there, but not ads saying that you're going to filibuster the amendment?
Because there are a number of provisions in that bill that I strongly disagree with, including an amendment that says that abortions would be can be done in military hospitals, something that we have not done since 1993, and I'm strongly opposed to. In the House bill, there's an alternate engine for the F-35 that I oppose to that as well. That's why we go to the floor with the bill and have amendments and debates and votes, and that's why we also go to conference with the House of Representatives and see and try to get those things done.
Okay, why will you not? There's been over 15,000 service members who have fought overseas in the country, all the way from George Washington's lieutenant up until currently. Why do you have a problem with people who want to serve this country and serve it proudly and serve it openly, and an institution that is supposed to be about honor, respect, and be about openness, and you have a problem with them being open to who they are?
I have a big problem with repealing a piece of legislation, it's a law, without assessing and surveying the effects on the morale, the battle effectiveness, and the recruiting and retention of men and women in the military. I have a big problem with that.
And that policy cannot be implemented until the...
Let me respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I have a big problem with not surveying and analyzing and studying the issue and what that effect is. And that is also the view of the 4 service chiefs. The Chief of Staff of the Air Force, the Army, the Commandant of the Marine Corps, and the Chief of Naval Operations. That is their view as well, that we need to survey the impact of it. We're in 2 wars. It's not that the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy isn't working, my friend. It's all about a campaign promise made by President Obama, then candidate Obama, to the gay and lesbian community. That's what it's all about. We have the highest morale, the highest retention, and the highest recruitment in the military today than we've had in the history of the old volunteer force. So because of a campaign promise made by President Obama, then we're going to change that policy without even assessing the effect on the men and women in the military, what needs to be done to implement it, whether it will affect battle effectiveness or morale or not. All of those things are being preempted by the Obama administration. I want a study done, and a serious study done, to assess the impacts. That's my position.
The study,
I'm not going to change it.
The study has the amendment that was put on the floor says the study has to be done. The Joint Chiefs of Staff have to sign off on it. Admiral Magellan has to sign off on it, and Obama has to sign off on it before it ever does. And if it affects any of the things you said, it cannot be implemented.
Sir, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It cuts out, sir, I'll be glad to provide you with it. It does not include the 4 service chiefs, period. I'll be glad to provide
it. But it does include their bosses.
It does not. It does not, sir. I mean, I guarantee I'll show it to you in writing. It cuts out the service chiefs. It says the President, the Secretary of Defense, and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff shall make that decision. And the repeal would take place, and then the assessment would take place. So we have a fundamental difference of opinion. And, sir, I don't question your facts, but I know the facts because I was there. You're not. And so I can tell you that it cuts out the 4 service chiefs, and I want to know what the impact on morale and battle effectiveness is before we change this policy. I don't think that's a lot to ask. Yes, sir.
There's obviously a negative stigma towards illegal immigration right now. I want to know your thoughts on guest worker programs and those people that are obviously here and that are contributing to the society but are scared because they are in fact illegal but would like to work and contribute, pay taxes and whatnot.
Yeah, sir, if you've got an email address, I will send you the text of the law that was, the legislation that was passed to the Senate Armed Services Committee this afternoon.
Sir, your office has my email address because they arrested me for trying to talk to you. Because we were sitting in your office in Phoenix waiting to talk to you, and you refused to speak to us. Why we had a service member that was discharged under Don't Ask, Don't
When
Tell.
were you in my office?
It was about 6 weeks ago.